The Ron G Morning Show, every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. only on WSAN Radio, the soul of America. All right, good evening, everybody. Here we are right here at SQUEeZeR. I didn't know what a squeezer was, but I know it went through my mind when SQUEeZeR was said to me. Young lady Keith told me about SQUEeZeR. Ron, you got to come see this place. It is something else. I said, I'll get over it. I've been trying to get over here all this time, and now that I'm here, it is nice to meet Alex and Keith.
Yes.
Nice
Welcome to
to
the
meet you.
Ron G Evening Edition show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. We
Ron.
appreciate it, Ron.
It's an honor.
Yeah, so I want to roll back a little bit. When did you first start, or what was it a leap of faith? You said you wanted to do this. What were you doing before you started doing SQUEeZeRS?
Well, before SQUEeZeRS, I was coaching basketball. My wife was just a stay-at-home mom, and we had saw a need in our communities for education on health and wellness, because I hadn't ever seen anything like this. And we had got inspired when we were out in LA, and we would see all of the health nuts out there, so to speak. And everybody was on it, especially our people. Our people were on, healthy drinks, smoothies. They were on, just living a holistic life. And when we got back to Texas and settled down and got married and I started coaching, I was like, I always kept in the back of my mind that I wanted to do something like that in Texas.
And Texas had a spot for that. Cold and fresh.
Right.
So you were a stay-at-home mom. So when you had that dream of what you wanted to do, did you jump on it right away, or did you give him that side-eye look?
Well, when he was coaching, his hours were really long hours. He traveled also with his teams. So it was kind of like I was a single mom, because when he woke up and, I would see him off to work, the kids were still asleep. And when he would come home, they were also asleep. So that was a bit stressful for me, because the kids were young and I was, figuring out how to raise the two kids as best as I could while he was at work. And also, I found that he was really stressed. It was very demanding, and just shout out to all the coaches and teachers out there. Y'all don't get paid enough. You guys do the most and don't get paid enough. So when we were talking about potentially opening our own business, I was optimistic about it, because I think in life you have to find happiness. Mm-hmm. If you're working really, really hard and you're not happy, life is too short to not be enjoying the things that we do every day. So as his wife, I just wanted to see him have joy in what we were doing every day. So I was like, okay, let's see how we can make this happen.
You did hit a nerve right there when you're saying you got to be happy, because there's people that go to work every day, 9 to 5. Oh, I can't stand this job. I don't want to be here. But when you find a passion that you like, even though it's work, but it doesn't seem like work.
Absolutely.
So when you hit that stride right there, when it doesn't seem like work, things seem to just fall right into place.
Absolutely. So me and my wife, to touch on that, me and my wife had coined this saying that we call spiritually balling. And what that means for us is that everything is kind of aligning for you in a synergy type of way, and
it feeds your spirit.
It feeds your spirit.
You know that you're doing the right thing, because
you're doing the right.
Doors are opening. Opportunities come to be, and maybe you don't see the money in the bank, but things are flowing for you, and that brings you happiness. That brings you. It feeds your spirit. So
when your spirit is balling, spiritually balling, when your spirit is balling, the money naturally comes. Everything else kind of lines up for you the way it needs to. I mean, We're very happy with what we're doing, but we're also super, super passionate about what we're doing because we see people come through the doors, especially in this location, that are in need of nourishment, and not just nourishment of the body, but nourishment of the soul. And I think that we touch a lot of those areas in this community with what we do. And I think that our joy in ourselves and our joy in what we do, our passion, reflects to our guests that come in here, and they get to leave with a sense of refreshment, for lack of better words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So take us back when you first started. Did you start off with a truck, or did you start off with a storefront?
No, we did it the I guess you could call it grassroots way, which a lot of people take are going into farmers markets was our first start. And we started very, very humbly with a fold-out table, 50 organic orange juices and 50 organic grapefruit juices that we pressed in our kitchen, and went out to the farmers market not knowing what we were going to get out of it, but sure enough, we went out there with a smile. We touched base with everyone that came up to our table, and we sold out that day. And I think it took us probably about 2.5, 3 hours to sell out of all 50 of those, or 100 of those juices. And, once we got home, we counted the money that we made, and it was like, okay, we got something here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's see, a lot of people don't understand with business. They say, when you first start a business, you don't see a profit the first 3, 4, 5 years.
Right.
You don't see anything. People think that, you got a business, you got money. Hold up, pump your brakes.
Right.
It's not like that.
They don't understand the word overhead. So you got to take care of overhead, and which means, the cost of goods. You got to take care of yourselves. You got to take care of, the cups.
Buying inventory.
Buying inventory,
you gotta spend money to make money.
Right.
Yes, and sometimes when you spend that money, you don't exactly recoup it right away.
No, absolutely
It
not.
takes time. But with that being said, one question. Well, I got more than one.
Yeah.
I always tell everybody, nobody knows what goes on behind the scenes. What you have to do to get this prepared. What happened let me ask you a question. Was it anything that you was preparing for and something just happened and behind the scenes, nobody knew what was going on?
Oh, man.
But you had to fix it. You came out with a face, smiling, and back here, boy, they just don't know what I went through.
Oh, man. So I'll give you a story that I know me and Alex had never told anybody, but when we were opening up probably our third brick and mortar on Elmira in Midtown San Antonio, the opening day, the day that we were our grand opening, my wife stumped her toe on the side of a table and broke her pinky toe.
Ooh.
And
It just went bloop.
And that was something that we had to endure, overcome, because there's really nothing you can do for a pinky toe other than
Bind it
together and keep it moving. And
I just
this woman pushed through all of the pain that she was going through, painted a mural at that time because we were having a mural being painted also in that shop.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of employees also helping us at that time. But, we were still busting it and going to work and doing everything we had to do with this woman on one foot, basically, doing everything that she was doing. So,
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that could stop you from doing what you need to do and put a pause in what you need to do. But I think that my wife and I are very resilient. We're determined to get things done, and even a broken pinky toe couldn't stop us from getting what we needed done.
You have to be really resourceful. I when I said you have to spend money to make money, you have to just grab the things that you have. Our first sign was a poster board that I bought at the dollar store that my kids didn't use for a school project.
At the farmer's market, for sure.
Got a permanent marker and wrote, $5 for juice, and it's not going to be perfect, but you just do. You just have to keep going. And as far as determination and dedication, when I broke my toe, despite the pain and everything, it wasn't about my toe or the pain I was in. It was the bigger picture. We were opening a new shop. People were coming through the door. Like, I almost didn't have time to be like, woe is me. You just, it's about the bigger picture. It's not about you or what your bank account or anything. Like, there's a sense of selflessness that you have to make something grow. And
I think we still run on that same frequency of selflessness, like, and a resourcefulness. Like, I mean, you know, every day there's things that come up and things that happen, but, you know, we just have to continue to be resourceful and resilient about everything that we do. And, you know, everything works out. And that's the part I was talking about spiritually balling. Everything just kind of works out when you have your spirit in the right place. I think everything aligns in the right fashion for you.
And also, to chime in on that, when you said, because you are the only one that's working. You're not working for nobody else. You don't have that time off and all that stuff. But when you business for yourself, you have to tough it through like you did with a broken toe, because who's going to come in and take your place?
There's no PTO.
No.
There's no PTO for you. So, yeah, you're right. You have to tough it. You have to, you know, work through every little obstacle that's going to come, because there's going to be obstacles. There's no perfect day. Yeah, there's always something.
Perfect. What's that?
I have no
idea. I was, a week ago, I think, I was sick. And one day I didn't do my show. I put down, I'm under the weather. I never seen so many people come back and say, "You okay? You need anything?" But the next day I toughed it out that whole week. But I was really sick. But you know, I had to understand who else gonna do the show.
Yeah.
Who else gonna take my place?
I mean, yeah.
You know, you have to do it, because we're entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
And we have to do that, and that's what makes us so resilient. Being of color, being black, you have to do. You have to. It's almost you. It seems like almost every day you step out on a leap of faith.
Absolutely.
Because you never know what that day is going to bring.
Yeah.
So it isn't like one time you step out. It's almost daily you have to do that. It's
blind faith that you have to do it every single day. And you touched on it, like being a black-owned business. I think that most of the time I start out with like an asterisk, because we have to outdo not only ourselves, but we have to do every other business that's out there like ours. And when you have a black-owned business and somebody walks in and they see that it's black-owned, and it's not us coming in here all the time, but you know, when others come in here, they see you have to go the extra mile in order to retain that customer and make them come back. Because I mean, just because you are a black-owned business, most of the time people don't want to come back. You know, I've seen it a lot.
I'm glad you touched base on that. I had a question the other day on my show when I said, why don't we support black businesses? And it was a tough question. And then I sat there, my part of it was this right here. You're black-owned business. Somebody black come in. They always want a discount. They always want something. But they go to an Asian store, a Mexican store, and all that. They pay whatever they say is for it.
Yeah.
But why is it with us they always want a deal?
Man, that's a tough question that I haven't found the exact answer to. But I've gone through that situation where, you know, someone wants something at a discounted price, and I say the same thing to them that you just touched on, is saying, like, when you go to a nail shop per se, they don't give you a sample of a nail before you buy the whole set, right? You have to get the whole set, and then you pay and keep it moving. Well, same thing with us. You buy the juice or the smoothie bowl at the regular price, and if you don't like it, then you don't have to come back. But most of the time, people like it. I mean, I don't think that we have any guests that are like, this is
and I think
not for me.
Changing. I mean, yes, there are the people who are looking for a deal, and you know, the way I think we've tried to set our menu up is like, if you got $3 in your pocket, you could get something. If you got $100 in your pocket, you could get something. So in that sense, we've tried to make the spectrum so wide that anybody could come to our shop. But there is a lot of Black folks that come and literally drop bread on us because they want to see us succeed,
Yeah,
and they want
absolutely.
they want they're happy that they can even go to a black business in San Antonio.
Especially in this community, you know, they want to see this community shine and thrive. So whenever they do come in here, like my wife said, those black people who come in here, those Mexican people who come in here, those white people or Asian, whoever come in here, they're like, man, I'm so happy that you're here making an impact in the community, and we want to support you to the fullest. And sometimes we'll be like, okay, well, this is at a discounted price. They'll be like, no, give me the full price. I want to pay the full price, and I'm going to tip you well also. So, you know, those people, like, we really, really appreciate.
And people drive 45 minutes. They drive, even during COVID, people, I guess, had more time on their hands and would drive from Louisiana. We had people driving from Louisiana, from New Mexico to come support our business.
That's fantastic. I like stories like that.
And I just, you know, I think it's up to us also to change the narrative, because, you know, we already have the world against us in you know, culturally in America, just everything we've gone through. But it's our job to say, you know, no, you know, we can be together and healthy and thriving and supporting each other.
Yeah, we have to be the change that we want to see in this world. So us being, you know, in this business of health and wellness, it might inspire somebody else to do something that they hadn't thought about, or a lane that they hadn't seen before they could get into, because it's not every day. And we got into this business in 2012, and at that time, I didn't see anybody else black owned doing, you know, what we do, fresh pressed juices, smoothie bowls, and things like that. I hadn't seen it before, but I think since we have opened up people's eyes to us, you know, doing it, more people are starting to get on the train of what we're doing,
or even be inspired to start their own business.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Which maybe Keith and I make it look easy. and anyone who walks through the door and they're like, I want to start I encourage them, but it is a lot of work, and we've made many sacrifices that nobody sees.
Absolutely.
Even in the beginning when we started, you know, that pivot of Keith not signing his contract for another year, you know, letting go of the health insurance, letting go of that steady paycheck, you know, how are we going to pay the bills? You know, that was a leap of faith, like Keith said. It wasn't like a super secure decision, but if you don't gamble on yourself, you know, who's gonna believe in you? You have to believe in yourself first.
Absolutely.
And I knew, like, how hard Keith worked in his job. I was like, imagine if you worked that hard every single day for something that we actually wanted to do. And that was a lot of confirmation for me, because I know Keith does things to his best of his ability, and I strive to do that too. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it as well as I can. And together, that's what we do every single day.
See, it's a blessing right now hearing y'all two talk, because you're right here on the east side. You're doing things for the community. People are looking up at you. Kids see somebody of their color with a business. Like I said, that influenced them to do something later on. So let me ask you something. What will be your 5-year plan?
So my 5-year plan is very simple: to grow our business. Not only grow our business as far as SQUEeZeRS go, but we have other you know, business ideas that that I'm not gonna, you know, share right now, but we have other business ideas that we would like to grow and see come into fruition. But as far as SQUEeZeRS go, I want to have a few more locations at least in San Antonio, and then branch out to, you know, other cities in Texas, and then, you know, probably go nationwide after that. Yeah.
Okay. So what makes your product so unique besides that personal touch?
Right. So what makes our product so unique, I would say, is not only the freshness that we do everything, because we press out everything, all of our juices the morning of sale. So like this juice right here was pressed out this morning, and we make a big batch of it, and and sell that juice. But also, it's coming from us. We don't cut corners in anything that we do. There's a lot of people that cut a lot of corners and add a lot of fillers and things like that to it.
Yeah.
We use all natural fruit, real fruit that we freeze in house. We freeze all of our blueberries, strawberries, bananas, and things like that, and that's what you're getting inside of your bowls and smoothies and stuff like that.
So I gotta ask this one question
Yes.
for listeners out there who want to know, what is cold press?
Cold press juice is basically the process of which you squeeze your fruits and veggies. So there are centrifugal juicers, and then there's cold press juicers. The centrifugal juicer just basically presses out your juice, but with a RPM that goes a lot faster, and it kind of heats up the product that comes out. When you're cold pressing it, there's no heat involved in the juice extraction of the fruits and veggies.
So
Okay.
the heat can tamper with the vitamins and minerals of the fruit and veggies. So the heat can kill some of the nutrients. So when they say cold pressed, that means no heat was involved, and you get all of that nutrients from the fruits and veggies.
And it saves the shelf life also. Like cold pressed juice can be on your shelf for 7 days. And if you're going the centrifugal route of juicing, it's probably like 3-day shelf life on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's shift gears. Key over there introduced me to y'all, and she came up with a fantastic idea that's happening in July. And she's saying, well, Ron, what you think? I said, that's your baby. You take it, you run with it. And I told her, she came over to talk to y'all. She did propose and everything. She came back, she showed me, she said, Ron, it's a go. I said, all right, let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
So with this taking place, I forget what did she call it? What did you call it, Key?
It is called the WSAN Radio Amplified Health and Wealth Edition.
I'm glad she said that. I couldn't remember that to save my life.
Same. No, but Key has been a great, and I mean, when I say great 3 times, I mean great 5 times supporter of everything that we do. She has been here from day one, supporting us, buying our juices, our smoothies, and our smoothie bowls. She has brought her family through. She was here during our grand opening, and she has been always a huge supporter. So when she came with the idea of having a health and wealth fair, I mean, we were definitely on board and super honored that she thought of us to do something like this, because it's a great idea, and I think it'll bring the community together in a different fashion. I mean, you have all type of deals that you could go to in our city, like, club functions and, all type of other functions, but I haven't actually heard of a health and wealth function like the one that Kia has brainstormed. So
Yes.
We are super honored and privileged to serve the community in this way, and we can't wait to host.
Oh, we're gonna have some fun that day. I'm ready. I'm ready to sit out there and have some fun, and that's what it's all about, bringing community together. And I love the time she picked. That's all because it's on a Friday, and believe it or not, there's a lot of baby boomers around here that don't work and need somewhere to go.
Yeah.
They can come right over here.
Uh-huh.
That's what we're lacking. We're lacking daytime activities.
Yeah.
Everything's always geared to the evening at night. And me, myself personally, I did my time out there running around and all that. I'm not doing, I like, when I do events now, I would say 99% of events that I do is during the daytime.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
love doing that. And with this during the daytime, it's just be a matter of time it's going to catch on. She told me this is just the first one of many to come.
And we're happy to be the first
Yes.
one. We're honored to be the first one.
I think it'll be really successful. It's all about family and fun and good music, and just bringing the people together. You know, we've had guests that come here and they're like, I just see this spot being, you know, just like that place where it's always, you know, on the weekends it's full of people, and I'm just glad that we have sparked. You know, I think this strip mall needed a little
Yeah, I think we had a real big sense of nourishment to the community, and in more ways than just what we serve. You know, when people come in here, they're like, wow, I feel like I'm in a different place. Like, I didn't expect this to be in a shopping center like this, or even on the east side at that. And I mean, you know, like I said earlier, we just really want to be the change that you know, we want to see in the rest of the world. So for people to come in here and say things that they say, like, you know, they feel like they're in a different place and they didn't expect this from us, it really you know, fulfills us and fulfill what we want to do for the community.
Okay. All right. Last question. In closing, let everybody know where you at, how they can reach you, and any good things you want to say about this place or to anybody.
Got you.
It's open for you right now.
So SQUEeZeRS Juice Bar, my name is Keith. It's my wife, Alex. We're at 513 St. James Street on the east side of San Antonio, Texas, 78202. You can reach us by phone at 210-727-6609, or you can find us on Instagram or all social media platforms at SQUEeZeRS Juice Bar.
Yes. And I think you should come because all of our recipes are really us playing in the kitchen, mixing things and tasting things and confirming the deliciousness and being like, that has to be on the menu.
Yeah.
And it really has been like trial and error. And I know people associate healthy with maybe not so good tasting, but our motto is that we make healthy taste good, and you'll taste the experience because we've been doing this for a long time. So
13 years to be exact. So it's 13 years of experience of, like my wife said, trial and error. We're finding out combinations that, you know, really give you that nutrition that you need. Like right now, we're working with a few student athletes in San Antonio, and we're giving them hyper hydration packs. And what a hyperhydration pack is, it's like it's 3 different juices that these student athletes are taking. One is a pre-workout that's based with beets and things like that to get the blood flowing. The second one is a hydrating juice, which is like a watermelon or a cucumber juice that'll keep them hydrated during their workouts. And then the last one is a recovery juice. It's a pineapple and orange juice combination, kind of just to replenish what they lost during the workouts. So we're like I said, we're students of life, and we're always learning and finding out new things. And we found out that this is something that our student athletes in our community are lacking, real things, and it's the opposite of the sugary drinks that are out there. This is all natural, and it's freshly pressed, and it's really giving these student athletes and other people the nutrition that they need to, you know, perform at their peak performance.
it's liquid life.
Liquid
Life.
Yes.
I like that. She can't. When you say beats, I gotta say this. Y'all don't get mad at me when I say this. I was talking to this guy one time, and he said, this one guy said, beats.
Yeah.
He said, I never seen nobody OD on beats before.
Exactly. You cannot OD on beats.
Or through beverage.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And I laughed. I said, that was a good line right there. All right. We appreciate y'all taking time out of your busy schedule and bringing us into your establishment right here. This is great. This is just more to come.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for having
Thank you
us.
for even wanting to speak to us. It's flattering that our work is being noticed and that people care and want to know more.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're here for. I tell everybody, WSAN Radio is a platform. So this is your platform. So anytime you jump up and say, hey, Ron, can we do this? You got time to do this? Just give me a call.
We'll do.
And we'll set time. If you got some big event coming up, let me know. Maybe we can work something out and get here.
Good deal. We'll do.
All right.
We'll do.
Okay.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. We had Keith and Alex here on WSAN Radio, the Ron G edition, evening edition show. We'll talk to everybody. Oh, I got to say this all the time. I say it all the time. Peace and chicken grease. I'll catch everybody bright and early tomorrow morning. Thank you for tuning in to WSAN Radio. Catch us on our YouTube channel, WSAN Radio SA. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button.